subscribe.
I want you to think back to the last thing you shared online. A post, a screenshot, a did you know fact you told a friend. Now ask yourself honestly, did you check if it was true? Or did it just feel true? And was that enough? If you're being honest, for most of us, most of the time, it's the second one. And today, I want to talk about why that's happening more than ever and how AI is making an already bad problem significantly worse. Misinformation isn't new. People have always shared things that turned out to be false, but there used to be more friction in the system. You'd actually have to find a source, read an article, maybe even go to a library. That friction slowed things down and gave people more chance to catch a lie before it spread. That friction is basically disappearing now. Here's a perfect example of how this looks in practice. Picture a health infographic on social media. It says something like people who sleep less than 6 hours a night have triple the dementia risk and 40% lower productivity. It gets a clean chart, a citation from a journal that sounds legitimate, even a university logo in the corner. Looks credible, right? You'd probably share it. Most people would, and that's exactly what happened with infographics just like this one. Except the entire thing, the stat, the citation, the journal name was generated by AI and none of it was real. People shared it because it seemed helpful and because other people were sharing it. That's it. That's the whole verification process for a huge amount of content online now that looks legit, plus other people believe it anyways. Here's where it gets worse. We started treating AI chatbots like neutral, reliable source of truth. But one study testing leading AI chatbots found they spread false information 35% of the time when asked about controversial news topics. That's more than 1 in 3 answers being wrong, confidently with no disclaimer, no hesitation, just stated like facts. And the tricky part is AI doesn't lie the way a person lies. It's not trying to deceive you. It's predicting what a plausible sounding answer looks like based on patterns. It doesn't actually know if something is true. It just knows what truth tends to sound like based on all the stuff it's been fed, which means it can hand you a completely fabricated statistic in the exact same calm, confident tone it uses for something that's completely accurate. You can't tell the difference just by vibes, and most people aren't checking. They're just copying and pasting what AI told them straight into a conversation, a caption, an argument with family member, or even schoolwork. That one's just crazy. But here's the part that actually concerns me the most, and I think it's the most important thing in this whole video. There was a study out of MIT's Media Lab that tracked people over a month who were relying on AI tools to verify facts for them. When researchers took away the AI, those same people had gotten worse at detecting misinformation on their own. Not the same, worse than before they started using it. Think about what that actually means. We're not just outsourcing the task of fact checking, we're outsourcing the skill itself. The actual muscle of hold on, wait, let me think about whether this makes sense. That muscle is atrophying because we've handed the job to something else, and muscles you don't use stop working. It's just like your physical body. If you don't use your physical body, you're just gonna go limp. You need to exercise your brain as well. And on top of that, there's something researchers are now calling truth fatigue. Basically, when people get exposed to enough hyper-realistic misinformation, fake images, fake codes, fake statistics that all look completely real, they don't just get food more. They get cynical about everything. They start assuming nothing can really be verified, so why bother trying? Which is almost worse than believing a lie, because at least believing a lie can be corrected. Giving up on the idea of truth altogether is a much deeper hole to climb out of. This isn't just about politics or big news events, by the way. This is showing up in completely mundane, everyday tasks, everyday stuff. Recipe, parenting advice, health tips, facts about history or science that get repeated in comment sections until they just become accepted as true because nobody pushed back. AI is now a huge part of how that content gets created in the first place, which means the scale of this problem isn't shrinking, it's accelerating. So I'm not telling you to stop using AI tools. I use them too. They're genuinely useful. What I'm saying is don't let it replace the basic habit of pausing and asking, wait, is this actually true or does it just sound true? Before you repeat it, share it, or even build an opinion on top of it. That one habit, that tiny moment of friction, is honestly the only thing standing between you and becoming part of the problem instead of part of the solution. Let me know in the comments, has AI ever fed you something that turned out to be completely false? I want to hear your stories. Goodbye.